Yeah. Two niggas with attitude.
How did that crippin' start, man? Right there at the camera,
in
Percy.
my life,
how did that crippin' start, Percy? I need to know the year, the time, and what was the influencement, man. It was three of them in one, man.
Okay, influencement for the crippin', when it wasn't no crippin'. Crippin' didn't, crippin' wasn't a thing in Fort Worth. Gangs was, down here in Texas, we had gangs like the GQ boys, All in the Family, Polo boys, Legion of Doom, PYT, TKO, K9 Posse, you know, things like that. You understand me? Before the colors came.
So was it?
Before the colors
safe
came.
to say, would you say these was like just crews then, basically? Crews, cliques?
Posses.
Posses, okay.
I call them posses.
Posses, okay.
Yes, sir. That was the word back then. My posse's on Broadway, well, my posse on Miller and Berry. Standing on the corner, you understand me? But before the colors was introduced, thanks to California in the movie Colors, there was no colors down here, but there was gangs. I was a part of the GQ boys. At about 89 and 88, colors started flying around here. We already had the mentality down here, but we just didn't have, the colors. Colors made it more easier. You know what I'm saying? Colors made it more easier because there was gangs everywhere. You didn't know what nobody was. And they started just coming up with the ABC posse, 1, 2, 3 posse. Shit everywhere. But when colors hit, there wasn't no posses, nigga. You better choose a color. And colors came with sides of town. You dig what I'm saying? On whatever side of town you was on, I know it. When them colors jumped off, I don't give a fuck who you know. If you want to go blue, you better get over to the blue side of town. Because one thing about Fort Worth, when it hit down here, we didn't get the rules. Our shit came with no rules. It was Renegade. The guy that brung it down here got killed at 17 years old.
So what was so backing up for a second, your age bracket then. What was your age?
Oh, I was a young nigga back then. 13,
14,
You talking
15,
about on which part?
When the introduction actually started being embedded in your head, like, this gang, you came from the posse you was from already. Now when colors hit the movie itself, and then you start depicting the difference.
See, I got put in. I'm gonna tell you something. I was an old nigga. Got put in gangs by young niggas. It's about some young crews. Cause back then the Crips, the real Crips, it wasn't no old Crips. Old Crips was the ones that was in the posses. The young Crips killed them off. So you had to join.
So you say.
Yeah.
So you say.
Yeah, a whole generation of them. I watched a whole genocide in Fort Worth, Texas.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna put that's the word. I watched a whole genocide in Fort Worth, Texas. I seen whole World War III down here, man. I seen 113 brothers killed in 1 year. You hear me? Yeah, that's when the city became murder worth, not Fort Worth no more. 3 and 4 funerals a week. You know what I'm saying? I watched a man go from doing funerals in a house to building a funeral home, a church, and a school, just off of gang banging dead bodies alone. Yeah, I watched the whole genocide.
So is that coming from the substance of power and gaining power, territories?
It came with the with no rules. When you get a gang with no rules and no leadership and no guidance, it's every man for himself, BJ. Nigga, you better be happy you alive when the smoke clear, homie. Yeah. We one of the ones that was alive when the smoke cleared. I get emotional.
So
remembering what I've been through. You hear me?
Okay, so
very much so. Let's go.
So you're 13, 14.
13 and 14, I was just GQ boys, Let me tell you something. When I said I grew up in the church house.
You said you got
Yeah.
put on by younger Crips, so
Yeah,
you
watch
was a little
this.
older
At
than them.
13 and 14 years old, I was still getting whoopings, man.
Okay, yeah, you was still on your,
Yeah.
your church house.
Yeah, I was
in
still
the
with
house.
mama now.
So
You get your ass
by
whooped.
the
You better
time
not.
by the time, let's say you hit your 20s,
Yeah, that's when
mid-20s.
that's when things started coming to life. You dig what I'm saying? I went to Job Corps. I called myself because we got rules, and my mama had. You ain't gonna go to work. You ain't gonna go to church. My mama had a rule over for me and my house. We gonna praise the Lord. Mama, we go to church Monday. We go to church on Tuesday. We go to prayer meeting, teachers meeting, choir rehearsal. I gotta go play for this and that, and I gotta be back at church Sunday.
It's a program. Consistently.
BJ, it's gonna be sad to hear, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I just wanted to go to hell. I didn't want to go to church no more.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie. It was too much church for me, man.
It was
too much church. I mean, when something is forced up on you that you don't have a choice in, and it's sad that religion is one that you don't want no more. That's when it's too much of it. But the cool thing about it, in the end, you come running back to it. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same thing you ran from in the beginning, which is God. You'll come running back to it.
So it's ironic you spoke on
Let's go.
the aspect of religion, because that's going to be one of my questions. Because I was anticipating, I thought you was going to step in on your Reverend tip on me.
Let's go.
With your whole attire on, though, nigga.
I mean, no problem. Well, I gotta do is take my hat off.
No, you ain't got your whole
Look. It don't matter. The cutter tell it out, Hello. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey,
Let's go.
So look, Pete, so now, history told, based on my knowledge
Okay.
of Texas and my connection with Texas, starting in Austin, because that's where my family is descended from, Austin to Dallas, and so on, from Oklahoma City. I know for a fact in the history of the time when the gang syndrome hit down here, I know that the Days, which is a major figure name from out of Watts, Big Hunch, Big Wayne, specifically, in terms as far as his connection with family members down here and other people, is it safe to say, from your knowledge that you know of a Crip, that the Gray Streets was primarily the first, not the second, not the third, but the actual first Crips to hit the scenery of Fort Worth, Texas? TV Land need to know that question as well. And I need you to tell them straight directly from your memory. If you remember, you recall, you just answer how you think you feel your knowledge. If whatever knowledge you feel, and you speak your mind, you speak your opinion on it. You feel me?
Oh, I gotta put my head back on now.
Do your thing, Pete. Do your thing, man. Please, man.
Now watch this.
You tapped in right now,
tell you
man.
the truth.
Listen, man.
Go.
You tapped in. You tuned in right now with me, man. OG Percy, man. Rules of Engagement 2023, man. It's the Bobby Report, man. A.K.A. Bob, man. Bob Report in the building with us, man. Uncle Spliff over there riding shotgun, man. Hey, and I'm gonna get on his ass, boy, after I get off this interview, because I had to hold my laugh in, because I didn't want Peter to think I'm laughing at him, but he was making a serious moment. Boy, I'm being on your ass after we get off this interview, boy. You clown ass fucker, you. Hey, excuse me, part my soul, TV Land, part my soul. But yeah, Pete, come on, man. Camera's on you, man.
Now, what's the question now?
The question was the actual origins of the Gray Streets being here.
Oh yeah, first.
It's just
if
like,
I gotta tell you. I mean,
hold on now.
Go.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna put an example, an analogy with that, right? So we can do a comparison. Columbus, jackass, didn't discover this fucking place,
Right.
but the Gray Streets discovered Fort Worth. It's what's told.
Okay.
Do you disagree? Agree from your time of history? Do you know?
I can't agree.
Tell it to us, then. Talk to us.
I got put on the set. That means it was already here before I got here. Hello. What that means? It was here before I got here. That means somebody was already doing something before they already discovered this land before I even got put on, because they put me on. So
when you say,
I don't know who was here first. I can't say that. I can't speak on no sets, because guess what? In Fort Worth, Texas, when niggas got put on the set, they just stuck around they set. They don't know who was here first. You didn't know what side of town you was on till you ended up on it. Niggas yelled out.
But the concept had to come from somewhere, though, Pete.
Yes, it did.
Like somebody,
it did. When it came down to grapes, I can't speak on that. When it came down to 5 Deuce, I could, because I don't know who was grape on grape or but I knew they did have some power.
All right.
Hold
on.
Well, I say grape was the first gangsters I ever seen.
Okay then, Ninja. I'm gonna do a Ninja Turtle on you with this one then.
Let's go.
My relatives, the twins. Big T, man, AKT, Gangsta T, man. I got family from the Deuce.
Okay.
Selms.
That's fire.
Non-Deuce. Straight hoopers, the Grooves, right?
Okay.
So, your put on for 52nd, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your memory bank. Then what's your history of 52nd in the first down here then?
My history came out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Shout out to my nigga R.O.E. to my nigga Little Rain, Columbus, man. Down here they throw they 5 Deuce up that like this down here. All you see is 5 Deuce dudes, they do they 5 Deuce up, but we don't. Down here we throw our 5 Deuce up like that. That stands for Cooper Road. You see the C right there and the R in the background. That stands for where Columbus is from. Cooper Road. That's the C and the R.
Freeze that in camera for me. Get this close-up shot of that. Freeze
Make sure
that in
they
camera.
get that.
Yeah.
Free. That's Cooper Road.
Cooper Road.
Cooper Road is a street in Shreveport, Louisiana. That's why when niggas yell 5 Deuce, LA, woo woo woo, I don't bang LA. I don't bang out of Cali. I got my roots out of Shreveport, Louisiana. That was the first 5 Deuce that ever hit Fort Worth, Texas.
And that's Cooper Road.
Yeah, his name was Columbus. Ain't that crazy?
Mate.
Wait a minute, hold on.
We just said
bars. You just said bars.
Bars.
You just said somebody discovered something, and you right. Columbus. That's Little Rank's first name. I got it right here, Bob. I'm almost good. That's Columbus first. That's Little Rank's first name. He did bring 5 Deuce down here. Me being a church boy. Let me tell you something about my banging. You know, BJ. I don't want to act like I was. I did start gang banging to a power level, but when you growing up in a church household, you don't have the heart that the ones that really out there got.
Mm-hmm.
That means you still got some heart. I was around people that didn't have heart.
Okay, well, slow down for a second.
Go ahead.
For those out there in TV land, what he just said, what he's expressing, when he said don't have the heart, meaning in what aspect? Like the heart is for us to go out and do wrong, or heartless, because it can be 2 different forms.
Heartless is
like don't care.
Heartless is bred in you by hanging around so long. When you start seeing things, you become heartless. But when you go in, I wasn't there that. But I was around people that was already in the heartless part of life. And the cold thing about it, I was around people that didn't know God. Not jumping to a religious aspect, but I was around people that didn't know him. So I had the advantage.
They knew of him. A lot of kids knew of him.
I had the advantage I knew kids. I grew up around kids. I knew people in the gangs that didn't even know the Lord's Prayer, BJ. I grew up around people that grandmamas was crip, uncles was crip, and that's all they knew. And no religions and God was taught or spoke of in their head. I didn't know everybody didn't know the Lord's Prayer. I grew up in the
you think everybody did. Like, you supposed to know this.
Yeah, who don't know the Lord's Prayer? I don't know. I was around people, I was around one of my crip homeboys one day, and I said, man, just pray. And he said, nigga, I don't know how to pray, nigga. Cause wait, hold on, you don't know how to pray? Now ain't nobody never taught me how to pull the car over to the side of the road right there, and I told him, boy, you don't gotta have no special words, just talk to him like you talking to me. But BJ, just on that note right there, that's the advantage that I had in the streets that a lot of ninjas didn't have. I like what you say. A lot of ninjas didn't have. Is to know somebody that I could talk to that could help me that couldn't even help them. You get what I'm saying? And that saved me from a lot of graves.
Okay, so now we digging back into the aspect of
let's go.
When your cripping started.
Right.
So when your cripping started, based on coming from Louisiana off of Cooper and being involved with the young cat, rest in peace, you say deceased now, right?
He got killed at 17 years old.
And so you was around that age bracket, or you was older?
Oh no, I was way older than them. They was kids. Them boys coming out of juveniles.
Okay, so that's very interesting. Then how did that influence you?
I started. Let me tell you something. When you start, I can tell you, I started gang banging GQ boys. All in the family, the posses was already here. BJ, they killed each other out. Wasn't nothing left but Crips and Bloods. And them was the young ones. They the young rally. That's the new thing that came up. We started out with Black Panthers.
But what I'm saying,
Go ahead.
what I'm digging into is, what was the pivot point where you said, all right, you know what, I'm into this church life. I play the drums. My background ain't crippin'. My background ain't heartless. My background ain't shooting a gun or shooting another black boy or black kid my age.
Let's go. I know where you at.
Or younger than me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was the pivot point that said, damn, fuck that, I want a crip now. I'm gonna get my crippin' on. What changed that? What changed you from that aspect of being the churchly godly dude that your parents was expecting? See, because your mom had a plan for you overall.
Let's go.
Because nigga, your family told you was gonna be a preacher, nigga. I don't miss a beat, nigga.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Tell TV land.
Let's go.
What was the pivot point when you decided to say?
So
we call it coming off the porch.
Right. Okay.
When you start your crippin', nigga, what influenced that? You just said who put you on. Okay, now he put you on, but why? Why did that young 17-year-old influence you that much?
Let's go.
At that age,
Let's go. Let's put this in the Damn, I can't. I'm gonna stick with me. Like he asked me the question. Let's go with Have you ever heard of a thing called style?
Yeah, swag, style.
You see what I'm wearing? Style. Nobody wants to be out of style, homie. You hear me? I don't give a fuck. I was young, but I was too old to be in that style. But that was the style back then. You either get with the style, or you get put out of style. We don't give a fuck if you the Santa Claus on the motherfucker ringing the bell. You better have a blue goddamn suit on, nigga. You hear me? Why? Because that's what's in style now. And when it hit Fort Worth, Texas, bro, it didn't hit no other city in Texas like it hit Fort Worth, BJ. But watch this, style.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be in style. I want to keep up with the Joneses. At an old age.
Hey.
I mean, I'm a real nigga to tell the truth, homie.
Hey.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like how you came back and bounced with that analogy. Using that analogy. Style. That's a good analogy.
You asked me a question. This is the answer to the question. You gotta follow the style. You don't follow the style, nigga, you'll be behind. You get put out of style.
But you still got a choice in.
Yeah, I just told you the choice. I want to wear George with everybody else.
Okay, got
I want to wear All Stars and Chucks with everybody else. I want to put the Dickies on, the LA. I want to.
So that
because that's the style.
Influence, the style.
I mean, that's the only thing that a lot of people are doing now. Because if things weren't in style, a lot of niggas wouldn't be doing it. They go for a lot of kids wouldn't be doing it.
Bars.
Now, I mean, if you take a lot of things off this internet and put something different in style, they gonna follow the trend. You know what I love about the new style that I seen? That don't hurt nobody? I know you seen them. What they call it? All them dancing. And they brought the dance back. The pop lock and everybody doing their little dancing. I don't know what it's called, but it's some dance. Look, he wanted to hear the beat right there when he heard me. But they brought the dancing back, huh?
Cause the style.
The style. You ain't never seen it. And it was an old dude doing it. You see all the old cats on there doing their little, I said, look at them. They brought back a little piece of style that don't cause nobody to get hurt. You ain't gotta ride down and slide on nobody tonight. You ain't gotta stand over a nigga and kill him tonight. You know what I'm saying, me? Cause that's the style down here.
Right.
Sad to say.
Okay, so
let's go.
So we pushing on. You done jumped in the style. So you
in my lifestyle.
Yeah,
all
you
right,
in that
let's go.
style now. So you done jumped in that lifestyle.
And guess what, my mom? Let me tell you something. Let me give you some real talk.
So talk to
when I jumped in the style, see one thing about me, I don't give.
Mom's wasn't playing that.
Hello,
Shit.
how you gonna read? Don't do that, BJ. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. Don't stop.
I'm gonna explain.